Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing good. So let us get back to solving dynamic programming problems. And this problem particularly, it is actually some kind of similar thing to job scheduling problem. So watch that video in Greedy. I will be sharing the O of n square, that is the bottom up DP approach, as well as the Greedy solution. But before we begin the problem, I would like to talk about this ebook. It is on data structures and algorithms. So many of us will be wanting to sit for placement and DSA, and it also has HR questions. So it has two things. It has 90 plus DS algo chapters and 15 plus HR questions. So it will be very handy for people who are sitting for placement. And let me just take you through the insights of this book. You may wonder who it is written by, and it is written by a software engineer who has himself worked in many multinational companies. He has gathered his experience and put it in one place. So the advantage is that you don't have to scatter your brain everywhere, and you can look at it. See, there is time complexity, sorting, space complexity, searching, data, basic data structures, tree data structure, graph. So if you click on any link, for example, it will take you here. So suppose graph data structure, graph traversal using stack and queue. So it will be mentioned here. There's diagrammatic explanation, code snippets, everything will be there. It is available for a very affordable price. The link is in the description of the video. Please do check it over there. So let us see today's problem. It is called max length chain. We are given n pairs of numbers. In every pair, first number is less than the second number. And a pair CD can follow another pair AB if B is less than C. So what they're trying to say is AB and CD. Suppose we take these two pairs, then B is less than C means we can have a chain. We can have a chain of pairs like this. So for example, if it is 5, 10 and 11, 15, so we can form a chain because 10 is less than 11, correct? Excuse me. So we are asked to find out the length of the longest chain that can be formed. So before we take an example to solve, how is it related to a problem that we have already solved? See, over here, there will be some number of pairs, right? A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3, so on, AN, BN. Fine. Now, earlier, we had actually done a problem called job scheduling. And also we had done, I think, meetings in a room or some kind of problem like that. I'm not sure about the name. Meetings in a room. So these two are actually greedy solutions, as well as DP it has. So when I was doing greedy, I told that in DP we'll also discuss some variations of these. So today's video is about that only. See, you can revisit either of these problems and you will understand that this max length chain is somewhat similar to these kind of problems. Actually, it is the same thing, because in job scheduling, what you have to do is, if one process will finish at a particular time, another process can start after it finishes only. So if there is a job, suppose S1 T1, S1 is start time of first job, T1 is end time. So let us say E, end time, and S2 E2. Okay, so you can form this thing. You can say that I can do job 1 and job 2 only if E1 is less than S2, something like that. You can understand, right? Something like that, because otherwise you can't do two jobs simultaneously. So you please revisit these problems. You can go to my playlist in greedy, go to playlist and check greedy section. You will get it over there. Fine. So now actually what I'll do, greedy I'll do later. I'll show the greedy solution later. First, I will show you how bottom up will work here. And actually this problem is a variation of longest increasing subsequence. So first let us discuss longest increasing subsequence, and I'll try to relate to you how you can think about variation. So suppose some sequence is given, okay, like this. Suppose this is the sequence and we have to tell what is the LIS. So in LIS, what was the first thing? We have to make a DP array of size n. N is number of integers. Each value in the array will be 1. What does that represent? It means that minimum longest length of increase in subsequence can be 1. That is, you pick only one element. Now try to draw analogy. Try to relate this LIS problem with our given problem. So in our given problem, what do we have? We have n pairs, correct? So here, what is the difference? We have pair of numbers. So we can say that a pair is like one element, correct? Pair is a single element, we can consider like that. Okay. And here also we'll make DP array and we'll assign 1. DP array of what? DP array of size n, and we'll assign 1 to each value, because it means that if we pick one pair, any pair we pick, that will give us an answer 1. So that will give the length of the chain. So length of the chain, we can pick only one element like this and it will be 1. This is the minimum possible answer. So in DP, what do we usually store? We store either minimum or worst case answer. So in this case, that is what worst case is, that minimum possible answer, it is 1. So that much we have understood. Now in LIS, what we were doing? We were running a loop from I equal to 0 to n minus 1. And for every I, we used to run a loop from j equal to 0 to I minus 1, correct? And in the j loop, what we were checking? In the j loop, that is the inner loop, we were checking for this condition. If a of I is greater than a of j, if the element at index I is greater than element at index j, then we used to do something like this, right? DP of I is maximum of DP of I or DP of j plus 1. What is this? So if element at ith index is greater than element at jth index, where j is less than I, then we try to see that can we get a longer increasing subsequence. That is, we compare DP of I with DP of j plus 1. What is plus 1? Plus 1 denotes that we are putting the ith element also in the, we are including it in the subsequence from 0 to j, we are including ith element also. And we are continuously updating DP of I, because j will run from 0 to I minus 1 for each and every I from 0 to n minus 1. So apply the same logic here. How to apply the same logic here? See, in LIS, what only array elements were there, only one element. Over here, it is a pair. Each pair is an element. But what is the necessary condition? There is a condition given, right? B is less than C. So B is what here? It means that suppose I take, suppose I take two pairs, A1, B1, A2, B2. And these two pairs are such that A2, B2 comes after A1, B1. Okay, it comes after A1, B1. So we have to ensure that B1 is less than A2. Correct? In this example. So just write that if condition over here. So write that if condition here. So basically, I think over here it is a structure. It is array of structures. So I think it is going to be P of I dot first is greater than P of j dot second. And the same DP condition will be there. Basically, we are trying to include it like a subsequence. But what is the main condition over here? Over here, we have to also do sorting, because why should we do sorting? To ensure that the pairs are in a proper order to be considered. Otherwise, see, it is a pair, correct? And we know that the first element is always less than the second element. So that is not going to be a problem. That means this first part is less than second part always. But what about second part of other pairs? It is better to sort the array according to the second part, because then we don't have to bother that the condition is not satisfied for all possible set of combinations. See, in this problem, one more thing to consider is this condition b less than c should hold true for all the possible pairs in that particular set, not only the adjacent pairs. So you see, in LIS problem, suppose we consider the subsequence 1 and 3, and then suddenly 6 comes, then of course we know that 3 is going to be greater than 1 and 6 is greater than 3, so we don't have to check if 6 is greater than 1. But here it is not that. Here we need to know that this the second element or the second part in a pair is less than first part in another pair is true for all possible pairs in that particular subsequence or set. We have to take a set, and this should be true everywhere. So actually that is the reason why we have to sort it. So first sort it according to the second value. So second value, according to that you sort, and then apply LIS. So what is this problem? Actually, this problem basically is sorting plus LIS, and time complexity will be O of n square. So I try to develop an analogy between LIS and this problem. Also, you can do it in n log n time. This problem can be done in n log n time using the greedy solution. First, I will show you the LIS solution, then I will show you the greedy solution. But for both solutions, sorting is mandatory. So let us go and have a look at the code. So I have written down the code already. It is not that much difficult. If you have seen the longest increasing subsequence video, you can code it very easily. So first what I did, first of all, what is given to us? Structure, array of structures is given and number of pairs n. So sort the arrays. How are you going to sort it? You're going to sort it according to the second element, because you want to ensure that all the pairs in the set selected agree to this condition, that b less than c for any pair. So that condition should be satisfied. So first sort this, then take a dp array of size n, and each element in dp is 1. That means the minimum possible answer is 1. Fine. This is LIS part. So this is the LIS part, wherein we run a loop from I equal to 0 to n minus 1. For each and every I, we are trying to check what is the longest increasing subsequence ending at I, same as LIS. Then run a loop from 0 to I minus 1 and check for this condition. P of I dot first is greater than P of j dot second. Update dp of I. And at the last, you have to ensure you're returning the maximum element present. So don't return the last value in the dp array. It will not give the answer. You have to return maximum value in the dp array to get the maximum length chain. So this problem is nothing but sorting plus LIS. That's it. So now I will be showing you the greedy solution to this. So I just coded the solution to check if I was getting the correct answer. Now I'll explain to you. The code is very, very easy. See, sorting remains the same. Okay, just so we have to sort the array according to the second element. Same as job scheduling problem where we sort the array according to the ending time. Then we'll take a variable called answer, which will tell us the length of our maximum length, this one, chain. So minimum answer is going to be 1. So I've stored 1. Okay. And I've taken a variable previous, which will basically store the second, in a pair, there are two parts, right? First and second. It will store the value of the second part, because we have to compare that the second part should be less than first part of any other pair. So it is stored in a variable called previous, and first element is stored. So we will be starting our loop from I equal to 1, because first element is already considered to be a part of the length chain. Sorry, it is already considered to be a part. So now we will say if previous is less than P of I dot first, that means the element that we are considering, that is the second element of a pair, it is less than first element of another pair, then we will make previous equal to the current element second part, because next time we have to compare it with another element's first part. Just keep this condition in mind, B less than C. So that is why we are making this previous equal to current element second part. We are increasing the answer. So if we submit, we will get the correct answer. This is same as job scheduling. Okay. So why, again, I'll repeat this, previous equal to P of I dot second, because now previous is storing current values, current pairs, the second value. And this will help us when we have to check for another pair, another pair's first value. When you have to do this condition again, when you have to check for this if condition again, it will help. So all this is possible because we have already sorted the array. So sorting n log n solution is this. So I hope you understood both the explanations. If you did, hit the like button. Please share the video with all your friends as much as possible. Maybe it will help them. Subscribe to the channel. It will help me. It will motivate me. And we have reached 3,000 subscribers. So thanks a lot for that. And until the next video, take care, stay safe, keep learning, keep growing, stay tuned. Bye.